we have a man who needs no introduction, but yet he'll have to introduce himself. So, Animesh, everyone.
Yeah, hi guys. I'm Animesh Agarwal. I'm the co-founder and CEO of 8-Bit Creatives. It's a talent management agency for gamers. Also, I'm a partner in SA12, that's a esports team in India competing in mobile games. At 8-Bit, we started 4 years ago. We are only into gaming talents, and like Rohit said, we are almost subsets of each other. What we do. Thank you.
We always hear about this, we are talent management agency. So these days it has been in the air that either you want to become a content creator, YouTuber, or a gamer. And if that doesn't work out, so everyone wants to open this talent management agency. So like, can you put some light what actually talent management agency does?
Yeah, so the primary understanding for talent management agency, is like obviously, getting brands, getting monetization for the talent. This is what the primary understanding is, what in layman terms. But to be honest, over the last 4 years, eventually, actually, when I started in the same, in a similar way, wherein I thought that this is what talent management agency is all about. But as you dive deep and as you grow, as you get more talents and as you get more involved with them, the relationship that builds, then you realize that you are managing much more than just their brand endorsements and their monetary aspect. Because to be honest, in this fast-pacing world where everything has gone digital, everything is on social media, every creator, every influencer has a lot of things that they go through, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of challenges that they face, which never really comes out in front of the audience. They need someone to back on, with whom they are not emotionally connected. So I believe that it's a very different kind of relation that a talent management manager shares with the talents, managing all their aspects. It's not about money. It's not about money at all after a certain level. It's not about the monetization that you create, but it's about how well you are able to mold the creator. As a talent manager, I think it's more about empowering your talent and getting the best out of them. For me, I think it's always been about giving the complete freedom to the talent and helping them in everything that they want to do. It's like if they want something, it should be done before even they just like it should be done instantly. It's about completely enabling the creator to worry only about the content and nothing else. The only worry that a creator should have is about creating content and getting ideas and brainstorming, but everything else should be taken care of by the talent management agency. So I think this is what is a talent management agency right now is like in a broader aspect.
Right. So like, what I have understood is that you guys get money to the talent and then you help them even on a very personal level, not on an organizational level, but you help them financially channelize it. So, like, how do you do that?
So I mean, like Animesh was saying, that it's a lot to do with guidance, right? Like uh, all of us, we require a mentor figure in our lives and a friend who can guide us emotionally, financially, career-wise. And talent management in the olden age would be something where it's purely to do with let's monetize this guy. But now every creator looks so much beyond monetization. Finding a friend, finding a financial advisor, uh, like someone who you can call up at 2 in the night, and he is your manager slash friend slash mentor, and the guy helping you out, when you have a downtime and you have an uptime, everything, right? So, talking about how financially also we help them out. See, of course, you have your monetization tools that you provide, right? But one thing which is a very important issue these days is they need to be given a sense of how to use their money and how to be future ready, right? Because see, any form of content, take it, be it Bollywood, cricket, any form of content consumption comes with a certain expiry date, right? Every creator out there is going to become obsolete at a certain point. Less than 0.1% of it might, turn out to be an Amitabh Bachchan who turns out to be, a creator in the long run, right? So for that, creators need to be aware that no matter, how well they're doing today, they need to be future ready in terms of uh, taking the right steps right now, not rushing into things, and also saving up, like all three of them put together. So, like a couple of tools we are trying to provide to our creators. So we have tied up with a financial advisory. So they are called Blueford Financial. And what they do is like creators who are doing well off right now, like, probably crossing the GST benchmark. We are telling them that, hey, have this financial advisory tie-up. You tell them your goals, you want to get married, you want to buy a car, whatever, whatever. uh, be real. Be real about how life is going to be ahead of you, and let them plan your portfolio for you, right? Uh, because a lot of these creators will eventually settle down, right? Like they would start a family, they would, have certain goals and aspirations in life, and they need to be ready for it. We will probably give like 50% of our inputs as talent managers, but another 50% coming from financial advisors who can guide them कि भाई पैसा ऐसे बचाओ और ऐसे तुम्हारे goals को achieve करो. So yeah.
So same goes for you. Like, do young talent, like it is said that esports is for young talent. People even under 18 are coming into it and they retire very early too. So do they take this financial advices that seriously?
So I believe that obviously there is recklessness because of the young age. I mean, like there's no denying that in your teens or late teens or early 20s, everyone is reckless. And with the sort of money that has come into the gaming industry and the sort of money that's being flown to these creators, it's sort of impossible, I would say, to have a complete or even a partial control over their spends or their financial activities. But yes, at the end, if we are looking at a long-term goal for them, like you said, they need to face the reality. They need to be realistic about their career, and especially esports players. Esports career is even more short-lived than content career. Esports career, because every 6 months a new player comes in, you get benched, and then your career just seems to die off. And from what I've seen over the last, I would talk more about this entire financial thing. What I've seen over the last 2 3 years, that yes, everyone who has entered the gaming sphere, made a lot of money, has gone reckless with their spends, which has been a critical issue that I think the industry would face in the next 2 years. Right now we are still in the growing stage, there's still a lot of money flowing, so people are not realizing. But when they age, when people start getting settled, when they start getting married, that's when the all the realities would hit them. And so right now, like Rohit said, it's the perfect time to prepare them. We are working on it, but then I'd be very honest, it's a very difficult task to have them perfectly channelize their financial resources. But overall, that's one part of what we are doing at 8-bit also, apart from obviously helping them with every other thing, including maybe more of other stuff as well, other resources as well.
So basically, all the questions that I'll be asking you is what people are asking you via my Instagram. And one of the most asked question is, how do you scout talent?
Okay, so I'll go first on this. So, you know, uh, like again, if I roll back probably a couple of years ago, there were creators who were confining themselves to a certain expertise, right? Like, if you are a gamer, you're a gamer. If you are a lifestyle creator, you're a lifestyle creator, so on and so forth. Lately, I think even you will agree, we are coming across creators who are not settling to just one dimension. So they are the ones who are, so like there are a couple of creators we work with. One guy is a break dancer. Okay, one guy is a painter. One guy travels a lot. Animesh himself, like he has a varied portfolio, and one of the things we have started looking at with all of our creators, or whenever we are scouting, is the creator should not be confined to one particular domain, game, whatever you want to call it. But when he has diversity in his content, when he has multiple set of skills attached to him, that number one automatically makes him more camera ready, makes him more brand ready, makes him more open-minded to experimenting, to trying out new content, whether by himself or herself or with other creators. And lastly, the person coming in realizes that content creation is not just, like you start from point A and point B is money, right? It's to do with experimenting crazily day in and day out with everything that you have, with every resource that is there around you. And if we see that spark in someone, is when we are like, okay, this person is someone we would not, want to pick up and nourish and grow further. And then it doesn't matter whether the guy is like a 5K subscriber or a 500K subscriber. because then you know that this person is going to come with a very wide skill set, uh, and is going to be very open-minded with whatever content we want to experiment with them. Yeah.
Same goes for you.
Yeah. So for us, 8-bit initially, when I started 8-bit, Mortal was my first talent, and of course, then it came to Team Soul, the boys at Team Soul. So because the kickstart for 8-bit was obviously Mortal and the entire Team Soul guys, so we already had a good social. Like I had a very easy way into talent management because they had insane following on social media numbers going back to 2019, especially. So initially, our goal when so I decided to make 8-bit as a agency managing only premium talent, creators with insane numbers, because during 2019-20 it was very easy to make to grow your numbers on YouTube, to become a gaming content creator, to pave your way out into content creation. So I think for 2.5 years consistently we went for the same model where we used to just take premium creators with good numbers because we wanted to work with them. I believe that over the last 2 years, the gaming scenario in India is very dynamic. It's changing in and out, the type of games that are trending, the type of creators that are trending. So now we have shifted our approach to a completely dynamic thing. We just follow the trend. So if right now if GTA RP is trending in India a lot after the BGMI ban, so we completely shifted our focus to GTA RP, and we picked up a lot of RP creators. I think right now we have close to 30 RP creators in our roster that we hired over the last 2 months. So for me right now, and I think this is going to be the future for talent management, especially in gaming in India, which is a growing market, a fast changing market, a fast paced market, that you just follow the trend, you try to pick up your talent, but at the same time to balance out, not letting your existing talent go obsolete. So I believe that, if you have multiple people, multiple correct people working in your organization, like in our case, it's me and Goldie majorly managing our talent across with our support staff, of course. So, if I am taking care of the creators who are existing, then, Goldie does really well when getting in the new talent. He could do the market research, he could do the study, he could figure out what the trends are. So I think it's two of us coming together and trying to do our stuff. But majorly, if you ask how we are scouting talent right now, we are just going by that trend. What trends on YouTube, we hire in 8-bit. It's simple.
So my relationship with you till now, whatever I know, is not only numbers is what you see, but even the talent. So like, what are these exact skills, or not if exact tentative skill set you can, tell about the upcoming those generation that want to be part of your company specifically?
Right. So I think over the last year and a half, all the talents that we hired, we had two key aspects. The intent of content creation. So if the intent of content creation is money, then I think 8-bit is not the place. Although our creators have performed very well in terms of how they perform financially, how we have been able to monetize them over the last 4 years. But if the intent is money, then that's a big red flag for us. One thing that I've noticed, one thing that is very important for me personally is the talent management is consistency. I love creators who are consistent irrespective of their numbers. I have multiple case studies. When Binks, who is a Valorant content creator, when he joined us, he was at 10K subscribers. Right now, I think he's close to 240K. And that's an insane growth over the last 2 years. That's like almost 2000% growth. So, but the biggest, like he's one of the most consistent creators that I have seen, who barely misses out on his regular job. That's streaming, uploading his Insta stories, putting up clips, putting up videos. Although PC gaming is not too popular in India, you don't get those views, but he does. He's very good at his job, and it eventually pays off. It might take time, but eventually pays off. So for me, I would say consistency is very, very important. And second, love for gaming. I mean, like if you are a content creator from a different genre and then you entered gaming because you saw a lot of Mortal Scouts and other creators come out and then you entered gaming, then eventually I feel that that's another red flag for me, because I believe that to create gaming content, especially when so many new games keep coming out, you need to be a passionate gamer. You need to have that passion inside you so that you keep trying and you keep experimenting. So that is another important thing for me. So I think passionate the person should be very passionate about gaming and should be consistent. So in my case, when I keep an eye on someone, I would maybe notice him for 3 4 long months before I actually go and approach the person of and have those commercial discussions. So these are the two key aspects that we are looking at 8-bit for any new talent that wants to join us.
So for us, it's something very similar. So what happens is, let's say there are times when we approach a creator. There are times when creators approach us, right? Uh, let's say in a scenario where we are approaching a creator, we have already like scrutinized, done a lot of research about who they are, what they do, and all. But the moments when creators approach us that they want to be a part, if in the first 10 minutes, if they start talking about money, it's a red flag. Okay. If they start saying कि मेरे को कब से deal आने शुरू हो जाएंगे, okay. Uh, my question to them then, my counter question to them then becomes कि पैसे आएंगे, क्यों नहीं आएंगे? But what is the value that you are going to be providing to me and the community, or to whichever brands or whatever you work with? हमारा 10 मिनट भी बात नहीं हो, how can I assess that? And how can we give you a timeline कि हाँ कल से आ जाएंगे, परसों से आ जाएंगे, right? So yeah, one of the red flag becomes that if a content creator is not talking to you in terms of how we can grow together, how we can collaborate, what we can do for each other. If someone says कि भैया मेरे पास ये idea है, मुझे ये करना है, sure, that is something that shows like things beyond just being like कि कल से brand ला दो मेरे लिए, right? So that is number one, and number two is so a lot of creators are now also creating like being influential in creating other creators in the community, right? Like apart from having their own fan base and influencing their fan base, it's also like I've seen like Mortal Scout, the creators of 8-bit, they have influenced so many newer creators to become creators in the first place, right? And that is the sort of influential value that shows that this guy has an actual influence in the community and in the ecosystem. So many a times when you talk to a person, you realize that yes, this person has that leadership ability to not only influence his audience and probably sell a brand or whatsoever, but create newer versions of himself, and that is the aspirational value he is creating in the market, right? So uh, we try to look out for that as well, for that X factor, I can say, in a creator, and these two would be our major criteria that we look into.
That was insightful. So, like, as we spoke about that, every third person wants to start a talent management agency and, get brands and get creators and hooked up. So, I just want to know that what are the essentials of starting a talent management agency?
So I think there's nothing like an essential, but to be a talent manager, networking is the key. I mean, like you represent your talent, but then eventually it's you are the person who does the conversation. The talent manager takes the entire conversation forward, and it's all comes down to a networking, what relationship you're able to build. So what I believe that like I have had instances, a lot of instances where people just walk up to me or call me up and say I have a list of 100 influencers. Eventually, it turns out that it's just random emails that they've taken out from any social media, and then they've prepared a list and they call themselves talent managers, which is good, which is okay. I could call them a freelancer or a maybe, yeah, they are talent managers. They are maybe commercial partners, freelancing commercial partners. But for someone to start, I would say it's about building a network with both the creators and the brands and the the vendor and the buyer. So it's more about, it's a process. You don't just start a talent management agency. You start off as a start off as a freelancer, then you have it's a slow process which takes time to build, where you completely network. You have a community that backs you in the form of talents, and then you have a pool of brands that you're working with or your trusted partners, and then you try to merge them. So I believe that it's a cumbersome and not so easily explainable process, because there's no process how to start a talent management agency, because you need to have talents first. I mean, like I cannot just open up a brick and mortar show and just pull the shutter up and say talents would just walk up to me. There needs to be credibility. There needs to be some background. So there are a lot of different aspects coming in, but I don't think there's a rule of thumb for how you would want to start a talent agency. I believe that in my case or Rohit's case, or I think we just got lucky at some point. We just had the idea at a time when no one else had it. That was a key aspect in our case. I would say कि चलो मोनेटाइज करते हैं, इन लोग सिर्फ एडसेंस पे रिलाई कर रहे हैं, इन लोग सिर्फ सुपर चैट पे रिलाई कर रहे हैं यार हम लोग, और मे बी वी डिड अ पार्ट ऑफ रिसर्च वेयर वी नोटिस हाउ थिंग्स आर वर्किंग इन द वेस्टर्न पार्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, कि वहाँ पे ये चीज़ें हो रही हैं, वहाँ पे ब्रांड्स आ रहे हैं. वाई डज someone like Mortal not have a logo on his stream? Why does Mortal does not have a brand that endorses him? So let me try and take that initiative. In my case, यही था. When I joined Mortal when he was at 200k or 230k subs, and right now he's at 7 million. So until 500k, I don't think we cracked even a single deal. But then the idea was that let me try and pitch him to brands. It was purely cold emailing. So it's a very tight and very difficult process. I would say maybe 2 out of 100 would make it, or and the rest 98 would never make it. That's how it is. It's so difficult because even if you see the industry,
So
you
I
would
think
not
that
find
way
a
is
lot of.
also we have about these days.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah. So yeah, so I don't think you would find even a lot of talent managers existing in the industry. There are very few premium talent agencies. Rohit, myself, Trinity, Oprah. So there are very few. So that's the reason that there are so few of us, because it's not easy. It's a very, I don't know. matlab there's no, it is the right left zigzag part to do something like that, and it just happens if there is right vision, right
True.
part of study done on how it needs to be done, and then a little bit of luck is required of
Yeah, coming to
that
that
these.
contracts and all, considering that most publisher developer contracts are from the head. So what do you think needs to change now?
Hello, hello.
Yeah.
So like many people are starting as a talent manager these days, because what you guys have done, that is actually hard and a long way for them. So do you think there should be a specific age, or there is an age bar to become a good talent manager?
So see, there is no formula to becoming a talent manager, right? Similarly, I mean, I know till date, Animesh and I are of the same age, right? And we both started off probably like 3, 4 years ago, and people were surprised that you know, we are doing like touchwood, we are doing well in what we are doing, and we are working with people who are probably twice our age. We are working with people who are younger to us, and we are always see. It's all about how much dynamism the talent manager has to be able to put themselves out there and their talent out there. It could really be an 18-year-old kid who is superb at it. It could be a 40-year-old guy who is superb at it. So the age doesn't really matter. Uh, what matters is when he was talking about networking, right? Uh, it should be at a stage where, like you are so well connected to, the industry, whichever industry, be it gaming, lifestyle, whichever industry you cater to, let's say, not only the brands over there, but important stakeholders in that industry, to a point where the talent that you want to work with knows that they can rely on you no matter what happens, right? It could be legal, financial, brand. Uh, it could literally be something like, मेरे को आज cosplay करना है कोई event में, कोई मिलेगा क्या, कोई help कर सकते हो? And probably you have a contact, or call someone कि भाई इसको cosplay करवाना है, करवा दो, right? So the talent manager, number one, should be in a position where he is so well connected with his space that he has a solution to almost every problem that a creator could have, because that automatically makes the creator feel that I'm in a comfort space. And number two is the relationship that you build with a creator is not supposed to be like कि भाई मेरे पास 100 लोग का list है, ये ले लो, इसमें कोई deal आएगा तो वो. Because then when you actually communicate with the creator or some other agency से भी आता है, the thing is the creator is like कि हाँ जहाँ से करना है जैसा करना है कर लो. But that's not how it's supposed to be, right? The creator should have that trust and courage in you that भाई आ रहा है, हम we talk together. He's my management, and I trust him. I trust what he's doing is going to be right. So it's a two-way stream where the talent manager really has to go out there and build a network, and with the creator share that special bond, which is not just to do with भाई हम लोग बात करेंगे, brand deal करेंगे, that's it, but more like कि ठीक है कुछ भी होगा हम लोग एक दूसरे के साथ हैं. So yeah, those are my two factors on being a talent manager.
How about yours?
Yeah, right. I mean, and also to create a talent gaming agency is very difficult in India. First of all, it's a very new industry, and not everyone sitting at the top, or maybe some other premium talent agencies, non-gaming, not everyone understands gaming. And so this is, I think, a forte that maybe me, Rohit, and others share, that we understand gaming really well. Like me personally, I started my career as a gamer and a YouTuber, and then even I still active on YouTube, and then I transitioned into talent management. So the point is, in this industry, you first need to understand gaming. Brands you cannot go and sell your talent just on the basis of numbers, because there would be someone else sitting in some other genre who would have insane engagement, way better engagement than your talent. So it's also about understanding gaming. So not every Tom, Dick, and Harry can start a gaming talent agency, like because this is not some, you cannot buy the talent, you cannot you cannot force the brands. You need to understand, it's a very you need to be so correctly judgmental about what the need of the brand is and what sort of content your talent is creating, what sort of gaming, and how to mix. Because what my talent is doing is everything digital. What my brand wants to do is maybe introduce a product. Like, how do you do that? How do you integrate a Netflix show into a game? How do you create a storyline? I mean, like, we did a couple of Amazon Prime campaigns wherein I think one was Ryan Wick or something. I forgot the name. In which we, that time PUBG was relevant in India, so I was brainstorming with the Prime team and we were figuring out how to do it. So it was, I think Mortal was leading that campaign. I told him that. So we created one entire scene from that show in the game, and then the entire stream was around Mortal renamed his character, and there were three more gamers playing along with him. We tried to, so you need to have that core understanding of gaming first, the game first, before you can actually go and monetize it. So that is where we have a upper edge, that we understand gaming better. So when I look at the industry, to be very honest, I don't see a lot of bigger talent agencies, way bigger than us, doing anything great in gaming. What Alpha Zegus or 8-bit or Opera or 20 has been able to pull off, and what we are still doing, is completely different. And like I think no one is even close to what four of us are doing. So it's a very different industry, and that is why we call ourselves core gaming talent agency.
So like people misunderstand that you guys just have to know gaming to be a talent manager or open an esports organization. I think research is very much important. Networking, as you said, it's is important, and you have to keep yourself updated about everything.
Right. So research is definitely important. I mean, like, before I got into gaming, that is 2018, I would say, before I got into streaming, since 2015, 16, 17, for 3 years, I just studied mobile gaming. Like, when I used to just spend time seeing how tournaments are done, why tournaments are done. My first question was, why are companies spending $1 million on tournaments? So there was a lot of time that went into research of understanding what the system is. So that is very important. Networking is something, see, to be honest, it's not something that you can just do. Your emails would go into spams. No one would reply. So it comes with time. I mean, like, today, me and Rohit, we are well connected, so we can say that networking is important. But if I look back at my journey, I realize that how difficult it has been. It just clicks. I mean, like, it's not something that now, obviously, since we have a brand value, we can. It's easier to network, because we can, when we send mails, it does not really. We get like a 95% response rate. Earlier days, it just clicked for us that, okay, we went from one to the next and to the next, and then so we had multiple brands and multiple people knowing us.
But I feel that you guys did not have, someone to help you, push you through. You had to do it yourself. And I have seen, particularly, I've been connected to Sid and I've been connected to you guys. I've seen that you guys are always there. If someone comes up, as you said, with the talent, you guys are very, like, not even without signing them, you are ready to help them, is what I feel. So, like, that is one of the boons that we have got, right? So like I wanted to ask about one thing. A lot of gamers ask about how do you take care of the mental and physical health of your talent.
I think, physical health is a personal choice, I would say. It's very difficult to ask gamers to get up and, like, it's a purely personal choice. To be honest, I did not end up, like, I did not want to enter into that space. Mental health is something which has definitely been a concern. I think it's for every influencer. Like I said, there's a huge impact. There's a boon and bane of having insane numbers on social media. There's a lot of trolls. There are lots of hate speech and stuff happening online. Like, online world is a cruel space. I think talking out helps. If you are close enough, if you are well connected to your talent, it helps. But then I don't think the sole onus comes on me as a talent manager. The creator also needs to figure out their part. Do different stuff. But yeah, generally talking out really helps. And I believe that in 8-bit, all of my majority of my, even I think 80% of my talents have been with me since last 3.5 years. So we share a great relation. So it's been easier in my case, to be very honest, to help them in their mental health.
Right. And like creators, the young creators are technically reaching celebrity status, right? They tend to lose the sense of freedom, whether it's online, whether it's going out and all. And for a lot of people, that becomes overwhelming. Like, until an extent, okay, it's exciting. It's great to have a fan following. but then also at a certain point you want your privacy. There will be trash talkers everywhere. Like no matter how great you are doing, there will be trash talkers on the other end, right? Uh, there will be pressure also in terms of your channel growth and content growth, because every creator, I would say every creator faces a point where they feel their channel is not growing anymore. And if it doesn't go in a positive direction, what happens with their career then? And that's a very, very big, mental health check that happens for them. Like, I've seen creators, go down the lane and they are like, I don't want to stream because I'm not getting enough audience, or, I'm getting negative response from the audience and all. So, like you were saying, that physical health is something that is not very much in our control. It's a personal choice. Uh, we can't really tell them to go to the gym or eat healthy or whatsoever. But we can definitely, if uh, visually, if we see that a person is sort of, starting to look down, he's not keeping well, we probably recommend that take some days off. Whatever brands you're working with, we'll take care of them. Don't worry. But take a short break, come back strong, because you are an entertainer end of the day. And if you lose that charm, it's then a spiraling down effect. So you rather take some days off and come back strong, rather than mentally just reliving the same moment over and over again and just going down the spiral. Another thing that we try to do is, we see that with female content creators, it's an even more difficult space to be in, because over there, like, female content creators, they're objectified, and there are some, there will be some chat members who will just want to show some male supremacy for no reason, and they take the privilege of being behind a keyboard and never, revealing their face to talk unnecessary things and crap. Uh, the more mature female creators have, just sort of, made themselves mentally strong to not get affected by it. But the newer ones do, right? The newer ones do, and even sometimes the existing ones also do. And for them, apart from asking them to take a break and all, what we also recommend, and we have put this as a service to our creators, that if there is mental health counseling, if there's professional counseling that you guys need, we have sort of associated with a mental health counseling agency and given them a direct hotline that, hey, just call them up, because there might be instances where maybe you can't talk to me, or maybe you can't talk to someone else, or maybe the thoughts are something which are way overboard. I would ideally not want things to go there, but at least I want you to know that I am there, my management is there, our other fellow creators are there, and there is a professional service also available for you to fall back on. Yeah.
So we'll wrap up this session with the most anticipated question that I've got from over the years of my experience is that we know that you guys read all your emails that are sent to you. We know that you read your spams. We know the others are read by you. So how to get your attention? If anyone wants to get your attention, be it in any space, gaming, content creation, or anything, how to get your, what is the right format to send you an email or a message that you might think that you will reply back to them?
Okay, so for me, I definitely am one of those people who likes a message that is grammatically readable, like not being like, bro, we are, and like just going very gibberish. Yeah, very gibberish, because so that's one. And secondly, whatever message they're sending, uh, if they can explain to me what they are trying to communicate in probably less than 3 or 4 lines, and not writing an essay that, hello, sir, I am XYZ, and go on and go on and go on about their achievements or what they want to do. Those 3 4 lines just makes me feel that okay, the person is organized with his thoughts, and this I'm talking more from a not from a content creation standpoint, because a content creator sending an email is going to be more of us assessing his profile, right? Like just asking them, okay, hey, can I see your YouTube handle and your Instagram handle and all? We assess that. If we see value in it, we take up a one-on-one meeting or a call, and that's how it goes. But for a person trying to join in as a part of the management or something else, it's more to do with how organized their thoughts are. And in a span of 3 to 4 sentences, Are they able to convey exactly, what they have done or what they want to be doing with us? So that's where my filter lies for my messages.
Right. So in my case, I think, to be honest, being reachable is not a problem. It's about getting a response from 8-bit. Generally, we have a standard filter procedure that we follow, which are some internal standards that we have set, which has been through my experience of the last 4 years of which emails deserve the response and which generate actual conversations, meaningful conversations. To be honest, I don't think there's I think I'm always reachable. 8-bit, anyone at 8-bit is always reachable. We are on all social media platforms. We have a good response rate of things, like I said, a good response rate to conversations that seem meaningful. I don't think there is a uh, particular way that I look up to conversations at, like, someone could be bad with their grammar or anything. That's not too much of a concern. But right now, I feel that we are majorly open to all sort of conversations. I think, like you said, we get to know in the first couple of minutes of how fruitful the conversation is, and that's how business works. I mean, like, that's how people. No one wants to waste time, so that's it's a very open. I might sound rude, but that's how it is. In the first couple of minutes, you understand if the conversation is going in the correct direction or not, and accordingly, we take it forward or we drop it.
Thank you so
I mean,
much.
sorry to just to
Yeah, sure.
continue, like it happens with clients as well, right? Like, you know, uh, there are clients that come for window shopping, and they ask you for pitches and pitches over and over again, but we have to value our time, right? And at a certain point, we read through the lines where we know that okay, this client or brand or whatever entity you want to call it is just here to dig information, to mine stuff from us, and just want to spectate the whole show by we keep giving them more and more info. So it's really like our ability to read through the lines and understand that hey, this might not be going anywhere. If it has to go somewhere, the response would be slightly more different. So that's a critical skill that for you to save time and save efforts, I would say.
That's a good thing. Like, so first thing is that total no to bro, मेरे को काम है. Like, जो है वो लिख दो. And we'll end up with that. Please लिखो.
Yeah, वही like it's not a problem कि bro मेरे को काम है, but in the next three lines बता दो क्या काम है, and not like कि अच्छा बताओ क्या काम है, and then like there happens to be 10 email conversations after which we are coming to know कि क्या काम है, right? So it's more to do with that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Uh, uh,
Q&A, anyone wants to ask any questions, they can raise their hand. And
Hey guys, let me ask the first question. How crucial is it exclusivity from your point of view, right? Yeah, I'm saying how crucial is the exclusivity of talent from one point of view where you have an exclusive right to the brand, right, the talent's brand, and what opportunities it open up for you guys when you have exclusivity of the talent?
I think for me at 8-bit, we are at that phase where it's very crucial. Exclusivity is very crucial for us because we want to invest time on only those talents who would help us grow. Like, it's a vice versa. It's a two-way thing. So exclusivity remains a very crucial part in the gaming industry right now because I think the industry has matured that much. And yeah, I mean, like, if until unless the creator exclusive, it makes very little sense for me to invest any of my resources into the talent. Because if I know the talent is just here for one-offs or might just leave, then it makes like no sense. So generally, longer-term contracts have paid off really well for the talent, and as far as the agency is also concerned.
Got it. Uh,
I mean, whenever we are asked to make any contracts, that is the first thing that any agency asks us to put. That clause is like really important, and that is the clause that generally is not amended. So like people should keep that in mind.
yeah, one more question. Same, it goes for you, anyways. Uh, how to build a brand as a talent management agency, right? When the talent is the face and the management is not the face, right? The company is not the face. It's always about the talent, right? So how does 8-bit does that? I think everybody knows about 8-bit these days, right?
Right. So what I feel that, this is a 80-20 thing. 80% lies on the talent, the 20% is the mentorship and the resources that we make available for the talent. If the talent lacks interest, lacks consistency, is not dedicated enough, then no agency can do anything. I mean, like we don't have a magic box where we put someone in and we get a celebrity out of it. So to be honest, in our case, it's always been the talent that has outperformed his own career, outshone in his own path, and then we have helped them monetize. So it's about so our job is to monetize the brand. At 8-bit we don't make brands anymore. I mean, like, I have moved ahead of that path. Like us, I don't think I have been doing it recently over the last 2 years. I think it's more about monetizing the brand. That's what we are doing right now. During early days, I think it was more of guidance, like in case of like I said, Mortal or maybe Mamba or Rebel in my agency. It was more of guidance, and that guidance came purely from my research and my understanding of how content work, and that's all because I have been following gaming since a very long time. So I would say maybe my ways and my research really helped, but it's 80% on the talent. It's all about the talent. The talent becomes the brand himself, and then agencies like us help them monetize.
Got it. Thank you.
Hey, hey. Love the point you made about gamers being the ones to connect brands to other gamers, right? A follow up on that. Basically, my question is, what is the best way? I mean, what do brands see in creators apart from numbers, right? Because I see lesser number creators also get approached by real good brands.
Yeah. So what I feel that number game has completely, like, it's on a decline since the last year and a half. I don't see brands going for numbers anymore. So if you see what they're looking at, it's more about the impact that they've created over a period of time. So what I've felt that recently it's very difficult for new talents to get brand deals, even if they have good numbers or even if they go viral. It's all about creators that have created a legacy over a period of time. Majority of my creators, they started their career 3-4 years ago, so it's been easy. But when I get a new talent, even if that person grew maybe over the last 3 months and maybe has higher number than a talent that is existing in my agency, it's a little bit difficult to sell. So what I believe that right now brands are looking at the legacy, the public image. That's very important. I think the public image is very important, and less of numbers. It's more about the legacy and the storyline that they have. So brands are buying stories.
So just to understand your word legacy, right? Do you mean loyalty?
No, legacy. Yeah. So yeah, legacy has audience loyalty. So it includes that audience, how loyal the fans are, how much retention the creator is able to generate, and has that retention been consistent over the last few years or the path of his career. And yes, I think. But apart from that, legacy means actually the journey. Like I said, brands are buying more into stories. Majority of the campaigns that I've done with my creators are majorly a lot of story based. Brands want to sit and talk to the creator, understand aap kaise kiye, kya kiye. They're very fascinated. All the marketing heads, they're very fascinated. Okay, so this is how you started. You were no one and now you are this. So I think it's about the story, how the creator built himself, and majorly it's about story selling right now.
Awesome, thank you.
I have a question. This is more for Rohit because, of course, I've known Rohit for many years, and Rohit, you've basically sort of cornered the PC gaming market. I know there's mobile is there, PC is here. So I wanted to understand, like, you've grown so much in the last 3 years, and we've worked together. You used to manage me, by the way. So what's next for Alpha Zegus in terms of talent management, and what is your roadmap for the future?
Okay, so see, I'll be very clear. There was never a mental demarcation that there is only PC gamers or PC gaming and there's only mobile gamers or mobile gaming. I honestly feel that is something that probably, a part of the community looks at it that way. But till date, a lot of, like, even right now in RP and all, creators cross collaborate, right? Like, there's uh, his mobile creators are playing PC games. My PC creators would be playing mobile games. There's no demarcation of that such. But uh, where we do intend to go is providing more content solutions for the brands that we work with, which are tailored specifically according to how, the sort of talent that we work with. So again, the talent could be anything like PC, mobile, console, whatsoever. That doesn't matter. The talent could be from any city, any age whatsoever. But uh, when we are looking at a brand and a brand is moving towards content marketing, uh, we are bringing out these stories irrespective of who the talent is, where they are from, and providing a better content marketing solution to the brands eventually. So even the creators that we are looking out for are more on these narratives now rather than purely, the age old formula of numbers or whatsoever. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you, man.